Hey, good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. I hope everyone is doing well tonight. We've got a lot of good things planned tonight. We've got a lot of good artists. We've got two poets that are published and they are authors. I'm very happy to say that they are on board with Whisper Wednesday. It means a lot knowing that people want to have their stuff read by you. Hey, good evening, Nikki. How you doing, sweetheart? It means a lot to have renowned artists and published artists having their material read by you. It really means a lot. I've got a couple of first timers, as well as a poem that I wrote for myself. Now, mind you, I have never written poetry before, so this is my first time delving into the whole realm of things. So I'd ask that you be patient with me because, hey, James, as I always do, ladies, get the kisses, and the fellas, you get a pound. So, but as I was saying, this is my first time writing poetry. Good evening, British. So this is my first time writing poetry, and I just decided to step out and try something new. So we're gonna get right into it, and the first poem tonight is going to be by a young man out of Greenbelt, Maryland, by the name of Ali Kamara. And as I said, he's a published author and he's local. So we want to go ahead and give Ali a round of applause real quick for my everybody out there viewing. Now, as before I get into this, my previous post said, "Hey, get you a glass of wine and try to relax a little bit because this right here is off the beaten path of everything else that Facebook may try to show you or the news. This is something where we can just sit back, relax, and just unwind a little bit. So indulge with me if you will." And as I said, this first artist is Ali Kamara, and the title of the poem is The Old School. No one's soul is older than mine, sprinkled in wine and sweet magnolia, with a moonshiner's distilled breath and a slave's blood streaming by enigma. Mentally, I've been trapped in the 60s with Sam Cooke and Otis playing Black Jackson, drinking whiskey and Coca Cola pops, while the Beatles' evasion runs the street. Vietnam cooks in the souls of men, and civil rights leaders march on Washington. The psychedelic madness of the black, the hippies, the beatniks, the rednecks, along with the aroma of Louisiana soul food, takes me back to my roots, and I sink with wisdom so deep that the bones of my flesh still lie in the tomb of the great Alexandria. I have the eyes of Caesar, the heart of Napoleon, and the wit of JFK mixed with the custodian's cantankerous temperament. I am that noble scholar in a wooden chair, seated in a solemn, broadened state at Starbucks Cafe, writing manuscript of a retro style harkening back to Fitzgerald, Hemingway, and Baldwin. Or I'm the avid reader combing through the prose of Men's Kemp and history will absolve me, trying to unlock what was it that made great men before me. For upholding the likes of dictators and rebellious soul, I've been thrown out of every cafe in state. No one will have the me. That same night, I was apprehended and taken to the island of Alcatraz, the same lighthouse facility that brought down the great Capone. All night long in that dark and dusty cell, rats peace and prisoners moan of death in their abyss, and during the midnight hour, the warden brings me gifts, books aged with antiquity so deep, every page tears from its bindings like loose leaf from a tree. They say the old schools can hear the war cries of the battles of Gettysburg, the wounded beasts, the scattered flesh on the battlefield, the limbs, some sewn back on, others discarded, and some kept for science teaching in modern medicine. They say the old souls can hear the innocent cries of the Cardigan babies, the ones who were slaughtered by the hands of priests for sacrificial rituals before the Punic Wars. They say the old souls know the signs of the reign, and the enemy has no power or reign except the enemy within. May the words of Livy be etched into the souls of old men. Bathe me in antiquity because I'm so sick of the modern world and all the troubles that torment it. These are my creed. History is my Bible, and the pen are my chisel and hammer. I'm working on a new type of literary sculpture. The personification, history's past, present, and future is exactly what it sounds like. Love, hate, death, and life will all have human sensibilities, their own voices, their own opinions, their own truth and lies. But until then, these are the confessions of an old soul. Man, Ali, I got to give it to you, brother. That was good stuff right there. That was really, really good. And so is this. I want to welcome everyone. Don't be afraid. We're reading poetry tonight. It's Whisper Wednesday. As I've always said, if there is something that you have that you've written and you want to get across, by all means, please send it to me. You can send it to s.boyd312r@gmail.com. You know, it took me a minute to really do this because a lot of people, all they're really interested in is this or that. But poetry is something that a lot of people are starting to get into. So I decided to go ahead and put it on Facebook and let's just see where it goes. You never know. So once again, that was Ali Kamara out of Greenbelt, and he is published. So my man, that's good stuff right there. So the next poem is going to be from a young lady out of Charlotte, North Carolina, and she's published as well. And I'm very, very honored at the fact that they would allow me to read their poetry. And her name is Missy Jackson. Missy Jackson. And as I said before, she's a published author and she's out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Facebook will allow you to outstretch your hands and you never know who's going to bring something to you. So with further ado, I'm going to start off by reading the poem that Missy Jackson submitted. And the name of this poem is All Skin Folk Ain't Kin Folk. Now that's pretty deep, right? So here we go. All skin folk ain't kin folk, and this stump ain't no church. But we gather under rusted leaves in between sunshine, telling truth. Instead of lies we live, we forgive ourselves. Public humiliation, laced with honest transgressions. We are the lessons and the bleeding. We know the curse. For a few moments, we come out from lurking in between horrid dreams and an inability to fix it, the righteousness we seek. its dangling sheet with a clothespin, a white flag, the oxymoron of hiding in plain sight, surrendering with half a fight, and only enough strength to say it's still cold out here. All skin folk ain't kinfolk, and temporary ain't forever. Trouble can be measured in days, which is a whole lot longer than no ways tired. I tried to live the metaphor without the insanity. Being black has got to be the hardest thing I've ever done. Reconciled to no one, I stand on the collective absence of my ancestors. I smile like the Cheshire Cat where the Mad Hatters had, and lean back into my vintage armchair. The monolith is a myth, and I sacrifice my humanity to every day I pay. Ties with tears I never cry, driving 10 and 2, wearing masks 'cause that's what we do, while whispering, ain't I a woman too? All skin folk ain't kinfolk, and festivals ain't the future or the past. They are snapshots, outdoor classrooms without rosters, doors, or assigned seats. It's where we meet to see what freedom tastes like when we ain't cooking it. But that's just it. We've always had spice and a spoon, stirring in a little of ourselves. Even when we sit and enjoy, we leaving soon. We ain't come to stay. We came to get our fill. Wow. It's pretty deep. Very deep. Missy Jackson out of Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm going to go to, she has one more, but I think I may save that for next week. I'm going to go to a young man who submitted his poem to me today, Dwayne Hall, out of Michigan. I forget exactly what part of Michigan. It may be Flint. I could be wrong, but I don't want to say that. But nevertheless, the brother took a chance and submitted his poem. And that's what I love, taking a chance, because as I said earlier, I have a poem as well that I decided to take a chance on. And I'm going to make my way over to his poem. And I liked it. So this is for Dwayne out of Michigan. And the title is, If Nice People Finish Last, Where Do the Sweetest People You Ever Meet Finish? If nice people finish last, where do the sweetest people you ever met finish? I wish you would call me and ask me how I was doing. I wish you would tell me how much you love me. I wish you would tell me that I am always on your mind in your thoughts and dreams. I wish you would call and ask me over or ask me out. I wish you would cook breakfast, lunch, or dinner for me. I wish you would leave voice or email messages saying I love you. I wish you would be more intimate with me, hold my hand, hug me, caress me, and kiss me. Damn, what happened to only 3 wishes? Sorry, I can't grant all of your wishes. It's hard to fulfill these wishes when I don't feel the same. Don't get me wrong, I care about you a lot. You are the sweetest person that I've ever met. I believe your heart and your thoughts are genuine, but I can't give you what you need. Better yet, I can't give you what you deserve. You deserve the very best. All I can give you is my heart. You are the very best, but I need all of you, not just your heart. If that isn't enough, then I'm sorry, I can't help you. Now put me back in the bottle. Dwayne, my man, Dwayne Boop, Again, good evening. How are you doing? Dwayne, that right there, brother, I got to tell you, man, that was pretty deep, and I'm not sure if you could tell that there was a male and a female side of that, but that right there was on point. It really was. That was on point. Now, I had someone submit an anonymous love poem, and I have to say that if by chance you have some youngins around, you might want to put them away for a little bit, for at least 5 minutes until we can finish this poem. But this was given to me anonymously. The writer would like to stay that way, and I respect those wishes. And once again, if there is something that you would like to submit and you want to remain anonymous, by all means, I will respect that, and we will go that route. And the title of this poem by the anonymous writer is If Only You Knew. So, if only you knew. If only you knew how deeply I want to make love to you, you would be devastated. The mere thought that a man could want a woman so deeply, the depth and strength of that want would take your breath away. And the dream I'm having every night would both entice you and scare you. For the passion is the kind everyone fantasizes about, yet most can handle. The way I kiss you in those dreams, and the places I kiss, tasting the saltiness of your skin on my lips, touching the softness of your body, feeling its wetness as you get excited. I imagine how you move when you're riding me, how you shake and grind, the sounds you make, watching your shadow dance on the wall. You can't imagine my heart beats as I dream of this and how I sweat. And if you knew all the ways I want to make you come over and over again, the concept of it and the different levels of excitement I can take you to will blow your mind, and the emotion that I'm feeling and the fury we'd experience will blow your mind, and in the end, your body will be devastated. And the actions it took to get us there will leave you breathless. And afterwards, I take you in my arms. For you have no idea how deeply I long to hold you and watch you sleep and listen to you breathe. And later, after you've awakened and regained your strength, you look at me with your eyes. You say everything I need to hear. And with your lips and your soul, your smile, that would make me cry. I'd be so happy. For you have no idea how deeply I long to make you smile. Wow. And that's from Anonymous. So I just, from an anonymous writer. So, that brother or sister meant every bit of that. And you could tell. And if you couldn't tell, you need to check your pulse, because I felt that. You feel what I'm saying? All right. I want to take a station identification break to let you know that if you are a business owner and you are looking to cut a business commercial for your company, please give me a call. Email me s.boyd312r@gmail.com. I do on hold commercials. If you have a message that you want your company to put out over the phone, hey, allow me to handle it. I think it'll be a good change of pace for your company. So we're going to be moving right along, and we are going to actually go back to Missy Jackson. She had 2 poems, and I told you that I would read both of them and come back to it at a later time, excuse me. So We're going to go to Miss Missy Jackson. And just so you know, as I said before, she is a published artist out of Charlotte, North Carolina. As soon as I can pull this up, I don't know where it went now. Oh, let me stop. I know where it is. It is right here. So we're going to go into this. So here's the second poem from Missy Jackson. And by the way, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. You could be any place, but you're here with me. I appreciate it. This does not have a title, but I'll delve right into it. I intend honesty for you to honestly see me in between events, under fists full of tears, fighting the fury that makes poetry God and you the messenger. I listen, wrapped up in your voice, glistens. It sparkles, bubbles up my spine, declarifies my mind, relaxes me into a safe space, that place demons are locked out of, and heaven is at hand. We stand breathing, receiving life until resurrection is the only result. No hurts, no tombs, no wounds. I hear you. Not singing or preaching, you teach, reaching the streets with words as warfare and a lifestyle of armory. You saw me, smiled and never lost stride. You are everyone's guide, that beacon of light burning both ends, because justice doesn't have office hours. Art is more than decoration, more than admiration, more than plaques on the wall. You give me your all. When all they asked for was to be inspired, they lied. You took them higher, just like me. Missy Jackson. That girl is powerful. Out of Charlotte, North Carolina. That girl is powerful. I love that as well. Wow. Well, I guess without any further ado, I will get down to my work of art. I have to say that, man, it makes me feel makes me feel shallow or shy, with me writing my first poem, because mine is not as deep as